is. It is Wednesday, my first day. So we finna hit y'all with this music so that y'all can lose it, and we'll be right back. We actually did get a couple notifications I see here.
That's the first time ever.
You be in there, son. Alright, this is gonna hit him with this podcast in the lands. It sure is. Let me get up in here with y'all real quick. Real quickity, quick. Because we talking about Axl Rose, y'all. How that song go? Oh, what to the jungle? He in games. He been touching on everybody and don't even know the names. He been fighting. I don't listen now. That's allegedly. That's alleged. But I will read the story for you because I would like to smear him all over the place like they do all of our. But it's a Cruise of 1989 saw in new lawsuit. Former Penthouse Sheila claims that Axl Rose violently sexually assaulted her in a hotel room the night. Who would think? Your boy being the rock star and all that, wasn't everybody trying to eat a drugs? And you had to take some
They like
panties.
I'm saying that how you think that.
Yeah, I thought that they got all the drugs from all the chicks. I thought they threw all the drugs on the stage, all of that. That's not the case. Says
I mean,
former.
if you set it up like that, so people believe that that's the norm, and so when they get around that, then they already like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do when you're around a rock star. Give up the draws.
But then, when they don't give up the draws, he take them. Wait, what?
Axl Rose does.
Axl Rose does.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It says a former model has accused Axl Rose of, hold on, why does it make me, I was trying to have me read that. And now, okay. Former model has filed a case against Axl Rose assaulted her 30 years ago, according to the lawsuit. Kennedy, the pet of the year 1983. Did that have anything to do with her? Right? The pet, Mr. Puppy Vibes himself. It says she claimed that she met Guns N' Roses frontman at a nightclub in New York in 1989 around the age of 26. That night they met. Kennedy alleged he violently sexually assaulted her in the hotel room. Kennedy claimed in the suit that a friend invited Kennedy to the nightclub to try to meet the band. Kennedy spoke to Rose at the club, and he eventually invited her to come back to the party. You know, going back to the room for, girl, just quit it.
But no
Kennedy
means no.
No means no, though. Kennedy's friend wasn't invited because Rose allegedly said that she was not hot enough. The super. Okay, see that's conjecture. I think that is. That's not a fact. But anyway.
And was she black?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Kennedy apologized to the friend and went back to the Rose Hotel with him, alongside another model and the future MTV host Ricky Richmond. Richmond did not immediately reply for requests for comment. So they throwing all type of people in there. They trying to get some twofers. Anyway, Rose hotel room, according to the suit, Rose plead the guests. She plied the guests with coke. Oh, he supplied the guests with cocaine, champagne, and other alcohol. After Kennedy went to the bathroom, Rose was allegedly waiting outside the door. When she exited, Rose pushed Kennedy against the wall and kissed her. And don't you like the bad boy rocker dude? Kennedy found Rose attractive and did not mind this encounter. She was open to sleeping with him if things progressed, the suit said. However, she said she did not consent to allegedly sexual encounter with Rose that would happen later that evening. Well, hold on. You was gonna give him some coochie, but you ain't. You wasn't gonna give him the coochie at that time, or like what? What are you saying?
No, but no means no, and she can change her mind at any time she feels like it.
Okay, so let me read that again because I want to make sure I'm clear. She said Kennedy found Rose attractive and did not mind this encounter. She was open to sleeping with him if things progress, the suit said. However, she said she did not consent to alleged sexual encounter with Rose that would happen later that evening. Later into the party, when just Rose and Ratchman and other model and Kennedy were in the room, Rose began to have sex with the other model, the suit alleged. Kennedy claimed she became uncomfortable, alleging that Rose was aggressive in the way that he appeared painful for the model. Kennedy further claimed that Rose was encouraging group sex, but that she felt uninterested. She was interested and left the room with Ratchman to go back to his room. So wait a minute. Did you get mad because he smashed the other chick? After leaving Rose's room, she heard the sounds of glass shattering. She also heard Rose screaming at the model, allegedly saying, "You're a fucking whore. Get the fuck out of here." Upon hearing the noise, Ratchman allegedly told Kennedy that it's gonna get bad. Kennedy claims that Rose then came down the hallway to Ratchman's room, saw Kennedy, and asked, "What the fuck are you doing back here?" Rose then allegedly pushed Kennedy down on the floor while Kennedy was on the ground. Rose grabbed her by the hair and dragged her across the suite back to his room, the suite said, adding that her knees were bleeding after she scraped him on the rug. When they got to his room, the suit alleged, Rose threw her on the bed, on her stomach, grabbed pantyhose, and tied her hands behind her back. Wow. You liked every bit of that because you had a chance to get away from it. But anyway.
And he just had random pantyhose on deck, huh?
I guess he grabbed her panties. I don't know. I ain't finna. Kennedy laid there on the bed with her hands tied behind her back, bleeding, vulnerable, and alone with Rose while he was in a sexual volatile rage, the suit said. Kennedy had just witnessed Rose violently have sex with another woman. He dragged Kennedy to his bedroom like a caveman and acted with uncontrollable fury. Rose had stopped her from leaving. Kennedy was trapped. Rose then forcibly penetrated Kennedy's anus with his penis, the suit says. What is this? Rolling Stone? Y'all just got just a porn little magazine? How did he do it? What position was they in?
Pornhub.
Right. Rose denied the allegations through his attorney. Simply put, the incident never happened. Notably, these fictional claims were filed the day after the New York State filed a deadline expired. Though he doesn't deny the possibility of a fan photo being taken in passing, Mr. Rose has no recollection of ever meeting and speaking with the plaintiff and has never heard about these fictitious allegations prior to this day. Rose is confident that this case will be resolved in his favor. He treated her like property for the solely sexual pleasure, Scoot says. He did not use a condom. Kennedy did not consent and felt overpowered. So you didn't go get a rape kit done, Kennedy? She felt like she had
you thought you would have been knocked up and you would have loved that.
But he didn't. Nah, he did her in the bunkie. So it wasn't no knocked up.
They just ain't telling everything that happened.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And smashed multiple times after that, allegedly.
She felt like she had no escape or exit and was compelled to acquiesce.
It's what I tell you.
She believed Rose would physically attack her or worse if she said no or attempted to push him away. She understood that the safest thing to do was to lie in the bed and wait for Rose to finish assaulting her. Yeah, no, I'm not caping for cuz or nothing like that. But I just not gonna stand by and let the rigmarole be the rigmarole, because you're doing a lot of I ain't got no control. Like when do you ever actually have control, sweetie? There was a lot of instances in there when you could have actually took control.
No means no.
I ain't going for it. Anyway, it goes on to say, let me go ahead and sum this up for y'all real quick. So the lawsuit is the first time that Kennedy shared those details about her alleged experience with Rose, writing about the allegations in her 2016 autobiography, No One's Pet.
It must have didn't do that good.
Further, recalling the claims in Look Away, a 2021 documentary on sexual misconduct in the music industry. So she been trying to tell this story for a minute, really. And then look how you get Hank.
She wasn't getting no bread though.
Yeah. So it's got.
But he did every bit of it. He's guilty, and just like y'all said, Diddy was. He's guilty of it. He did it. He's a monster. You guys should have seen the signs. You guys didn't see the signs. You didn't see all his other shows. You didn't see his videos, and you couldn't tell that he was a monster. You don't believe her?
Right.
He's a monster.
He is. Yeah, and. You should just believe the victims is what you should do. Should do. Stop victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? Well, this one's touchy-feely. More touchy-feely. We got a substitute teacher suspected of lewd acts with a 13-year-old girl. Come on now. Dang, man. How often does this happen? Like, this is a regular occurrence. Hold on, Baxter. We're going to go to our stuff already in progress. Go ahead, Becky.
Hold on. We want to hear Baxter, too.
Oh, it ain't. Oh, I'm sorry. That ain't on there for you.
I sure don't see it. We don't see it.
My bad. Hold on, y'all. There we go.
IT, there's some shaking and bakings when you should have baked with the shake.
There we go.
Investigators say the teacher is also a coach. And a substitute teacher who's employed by Vista Unified School District is behind bars tonight. Oceanside police say Novi was found with a 13-year-old girl inside a car at Wahomie Lake Park on Saturday. They say the mother of the girl called police after confronting the 27-year-old. She claims something inappropriate was happening at the time. Investigators say the teacher is also a coach.
So wait a minute. You see how they skipped over that? Something inappropriate was happening at the time.
Right.
Really? What color is this student, first off? Second of all, Connor Chinovi, that up. Because they're obviously.
I was thinking maybe he was black, but it don't sound black. But they gave him $1 million bail.
Hold on, I got to check that out.
I done seen all kind of touchy-feely for $15,000.
Shanovi. Hold on, we finna get to the bit, and we finna get down to the gritty because I I got to see who the Shinobi character is. Connor Shinobi. Oh, hold up. They got an article, I think, with his. No, that ain't even with his. Oh, they try hard, boy. Did you just send me something on him?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on, y'all, real quick, because I just need to see this Connor guy, and I bet you they ain't got no picture of this dude anywhere.
I'm saying the girl is from a well-to-do family.
Uh-oh. Is that no? Okay, that's somebody who played. He's a coach, though. They said he was a coach. Connor Shinobi.
They did say
that might be him. That might be him right there. Little Shinobi. See, I just hate to you know what I'm saying? I hate to put the wrong person up there like that, but I definitely want to know who Mr. Shinobi is. It looked like this guy right here.
Let me see what you got. Let me see what you're working with.
Yeah, I think it is this dude that they ain't showing. Uh-oh, hold on. It says Connor Shinobi, Vista Unified teacher, arrested. You know, such a predator or somebody like this does something to a child, and it's like you don't deserve to see who he is.
Right.
That's crazy. So this is the pictures. This is all that come up real quick for Connor Shinobi. You know, we usually try to do a little investigator. Hold up, is this Connor Shinobi? Hold on, this is Shinobi is very particular. Well, we know he white with that name.
Yeah, and I looked like I came to his IG, but that dude don't look 27. He look 57. Because there is a at Shinobi Connor. It's Connor Shinobi, but it's at Shinobi Connor on IG, and it's switched to private now, and he looks 47. But he do have a new baby he's holding, so that could possibly be the fella.
For an all-girls water polo team based.
That was him. Water polo. Wait a minute. That's him.
Wait a minute.
That's him. That's him right there. Water polo. I just wasn't sure. That's him. That's him. That's Shinobi. That's Shinobi right there. That's the Shinovster. He looked way older than 27. Boy look middle aged. Like he got like.
That's what I said. That's what I said. So that must have been his IG page then too. Then.
Yeah, that's him. That's Shinovster. Mm-hmm. He looked like a
Mr. Fondulation with the 13-year-old.
Yeah, that's him. They're trying to hide him too. Look, but he out there though. They got him out there.
And the mama rolled up on him and caught them in the car.
And she's probably on some Necolopolis too. That's the only thing that probably could have been happening to her. Come on now.
Down of Carlsbad and was previously employed by the city of Encinitas and Carlsbad as a lifeguard. Kenobi was booked on multiple charges with bail set at $1 million.
That was him, the lifeguard. That look, they told on him too. Because look, that's the picture of him as a lifeguard. Hold on, let me go back. This the pictures of him, the polo joint. And they had something down here with him being a lifeguard too. That's exactly him. We go next year. Speaking of exposure, this nigga got $1 million bill. Hold on, let me see. Speaking of exposure, y'all, real quick. I guess the touchy feeling goes on and on. Because we got a Boston area pediatrician accused of raping generations.
Oh my good Lord.
Of generations of patients, not just one or a couple. How do you get away with it for generations? Like 20 years, fam.
Does that mean it was a girl? And I mean, does that mean you did grandma, mama, and the daughter?
Ooh, no, he didn't. Not, and they all let him, and they sent their child to that same doctor. Something else is going on. But it says more than 20 women have accused Dr. Richard Cuff of sexually assault and has been charged with raping 2 children decades ago. He could spend the rest of his life in prison if convicted. Which convicted? How is there an if? How is there an if, man? Anyway, take it away, Baxter.
Retired pediatrician charged with raping and sexually assaulting 2 patients ago. How adult women came forward after connecting and sharing similar stories on social media.
I think always courageous for people to come forward, especially after an extended period of time.
Really?
8-year-old Norwell man faces 4 counts of child rape and 12 counts of indecent assault and battery. The women say they were raped and sexually assaulted while they were children and teenagers, sometimes with their parents in the room.
How? With the parents in the room? That sounds like complicity.
Himself in such a way that he would block the parents.
The real doctor, when one of them used Facebook, authorities say 22 other patients have since come forward with similar accusations. 2 of them are juveniles.
She made the Facebook post after discussing how she felt uncomfortable about her visits with the defendant to her therapist, and her therapist told her this behavior was not normal and to contact the police.
How you had to go to somebody for them to tell you that what your doctor was doing was wrong? That's what I just heard. I don't really understand that, but there's more.
Without comment, he retired last year and voluntarily gave up his life, having practiced in Northern for more than 30 years.
Kingston, Jamaica. Oh, you know he was down there doing them doctors wrong. You know how we do the story about the one African doctor that was having sex with the patients, like they was going to him to be in birth. He was having sex like that. Loosen, as if you let me stick it in and move it around a little bit. He was certainly, it's just like this guy right here.
I mean, this happens more than we think.
I'm just trying to figure out why. You see, y'all, black kids try, at least to tell their kids to make sure they tell on some shit if it's happening. Because, man, dude, that right there, boy, you get beat up and killed for something like that, dude. The doctor would have to go. He would have to be no longer. He would just have to see.
Especially if you did generations in my family, Pete.
He would just have to be longer. He would just have to see curtains.
Shake his hand and say they supported him. He had out and about for a month with this weight on his.
Did you hear what she said? The person.
Shake his hand and they supported him. When I was in the hallway, 3 different people came up to him to shake his hand and say they supported him.
Was in the hallway. 3 different people came up to her to shake his hand and say she supported her client. She's a sleazeball. She's a woman too. So all that's window. White men don't get on code with shit like that. I see.
Period.
Out for a month with this weight shoulders and being here today with his wife.
The weight on his shoulder.
Of the people that he had
a lot.
damaged their lives, and they not a healthy fear of doctor, right? The question was posed on Facebook page that resulted in the retired Boston area pediatrician being charged this week with the little stuff for raping the 2 kids. Was it normal for a doctor their fingers in your vagina during a yearly check? A woman, no, that ain't normal. I ain't one, and I can tell you that ain't normal.
Right.
That's unhygienic. Did he have gloves on? What, or was in your? That's, man.
Your twatter box.
What she received from the post overwhelming, and that was not normal. The report says. But in the news about another woman who identified the police one, they said they had the same experience when they went to the doctor as a pediatric exam. Dude, man, it was then police said both realized that they have been patients at the doctor wearing your coochie lift. Who treated children in their town of Norwell for 40 years. So this dude done had his finger in the twat of every child in that town for 40 years.
And they kids. So you done did grandma, mama, and the daughter.
By the time Croft was arraigned on Monday, 20 more women, 2 girls that come forward and accuse him of the same thing. And let me go down here. I just want to get to the nitty. What they do to cuz.
Where's the bail at?
Yeah, that's exact 68 who was charged with 12 felony counts of indecent assault and 3 on 14. What is wrong with good old sexual assault?
And you shouldn't get no bail for that.
What's wrong with good old molester?
Period. I'm a Chester.
On a team or felony of rape of a child with okay, but then that gets you $50,000. No, that would be a doctor.
That's what you just. Hold on, you didn't say 50. Are you saying 50? That's what it says.
$50,000 bail. He's been out.
Generations
Raped.
And it's 50,000, but the 13-year-old girl was $1 million.
Wow. Huh. Was the victims black?
I promise. Kingston, Boston.
Hold on.
Sounds black to me.
Yeah. It says the number of allegations.
Kingston, Massachusetts.
The number of allegations has been growing exponentially. That's a lot.
Generations.
Koff was charged on November 2nd with raping victims 1 and 2. Paid dozens more similar charges. For now, Koff is charged only with assault victims 1 and 2. Koff adamantly denies the charges. His lawyer, and she's described him her client as a lifelong member of the community. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, so he's not a flight risk.
Right. He had practiced medicine for over 40 years without a single because nobody told her until then. South Shore Medical Center said it was contacting patients. These charges are very serious, and we stand to assist and cooperate with any investigation. Yeah, y'all knew the whole time. You telling me he been doing this to all these people's child and ain't nobody told? Ain't nobody said nothing? I don't believe that. That's too much to be going. That's too much. And last but not least, y'all, I say the best for last. Well, it's not good at all, but sometimes you don't just want to jump right into the injustice because this is definitely injustice. I don't know if y'all remember this case, y'all, but
it's purest form.
Marvin Guy, who shot cop during a no-knock raid, is found guilty of murder. I don't understand how. When you think about how the law goes when it's imposed on the dominant society, but yet when it's a black man that has inflicted any type of anything on a cop, they try to make an example out of him. And that almost makes me question, is Mr. Marvin Guy, is he FBA, right? Or any of those things too? Because the last person that we got behind, which was what's her name? Oh, girl, damn, she was cute too, man. She cute, got killed, and her boyfriend clapped back at the police when they shot in the joint, and they only got
Oh,
Breonna
Brianna.
Taylor. Right, we got behind her boyfriend, and they let Cuz off with no charges. So I'm almost kind of wondering like what happened here in this situation. I think we'll probably read a little bit and find out.
And he been down for 9 years.
Yeah. Okay. This is what happened when the case comes up. Well, what was it really? Black media was just starting back then.
Right, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
All right. That makes sense. Yeah. So he unfortunately didn't get the push of black people at that time. This might be, well, I'm glad we bringing this up. A jury in Texas on Tuesday convicted a man of murdering a local police officer in a case that pitted no-knock warrant raids against the right of self-defense. So if he went to jail, basically they're saying he didn't have a right to defend himself and he should let the cops just do whatever they want.
Period.
Marvin Guy, who waited in jail for over 9 years before his trial. Why? Why you have to wait in jail for 9 years? And the touchy-feely little doctor dude paid 5 racks and been out, and he molested generation.
Been out. And then fondled again since then, allegedly.
He was found guilty of murdering Detective Charles Dwindle, who Guy said he mistook for an intruder after SWAT team in 2014 smashed his bedroom windows and tried to break into his home with a battering ram at 5:45 a.m. on a drug.
Golly.
Come on now. The panel declined, however, to convict him of capital murder and instead opted for murder, meaning that they did not agree, at least on not unanimously, that Guy knew that he was shooting at law enforcement. He didn't know, and I bet you it was a bunch of white people and some tethers on that jury that put this brother away. I already know it.
Definitely.
The raid was a product. Go
And
ahead.
and they mad because cuz aim was accurate and he was plucking them.
Right. It says the raid was a product of a no-knock warrant, which police pursued in response to a tip that the guy had been dealing cocaine, which allowed them to break into Guy's apartment without first identifying themselves. Well, that's if you got the right house and you got a substantial clip. What if they was lying? Like this situation. On May 9th, 2014, before sun rose, about 24 officers arrived at Guy's residence. They said the team struggled to fully penetrate the door with the battering ram. Something was blocking it from behind. Once they accidentally detonated a stun grenade, inflaming what was already a rapidly going awry. It's this guy who lived in the high crime area. Look how they demonize. But it's almost kind of relevant because I read this too. A guy who lived in a high crime area said that he woken up and assumed that police were criminals trying to break into his home, which is valid. He allegedly,
makes sense.
right, which allegedly had been on edge about such a situation. One of his neighbors had reportedly been victimized.
Why is that alleged? Why is that alleged?
Right, yeah.
Why is that alleged?
Yeah.
Is it not a high crime area? That is a fact.
Yeah, and
is there high crime there,
he
or
on
is
edge.
there not?
Yeah.
It's not alleged.
He is on edge. He can't be on edge. His neighbors had reportedly been victimized similarly a week before when the leader choked her after forcing entry by way of the first floor window. Guy allegedly hit floors, killing Dwindle and prompting police to fire over 40 rounds in return. Prosecution, however, theorized that Guy had somehow come to the police were coming and that he ambushed them. One man's ambush is another panic. Being scared his home is being broken into. Joe Evans's Guy's claim from his defense attorney. The key to the defense case was that he fraternized circumstances characterized of many no-knock warrants, namely that it was set in motion without warning and before dawn. When a target is disoriented, a witness for the government testified the first day that During such raids, it was department policy to shine a light into the home so police could see in, but the subject could not see out. Prosecution concluded the case that Thursday with the testimony from his widow, Holly, and that in fact, effectively the victim's impact statement. He had a zest for life. Well, nobody care about none of that. He was out there in the streets, cracking heads, instituting all type of anti-black racism. Save it, save it, save it. Don't even care. Don't even want to hear it. If he was like, he had such a zest for life, then maybe he could have calmed his homeboys down instead of running around on the squad of misfits that break into people's house and terrorize. He do work for them. He do work for SWAT, so he likes to terrorize people. Basically, he ain't just upholding the law.
That's it.
Texas has a castle doctrine, the legal principle that entitles someone to stand their ground in their home if they perceive a deadly threat, but it does not work for black people.
Besides black people.
Yep, besides black people. You say, like you already know. That protection evaporates, however, if the person is engaged in illegal activity. What? So I can't protect my life at my house if I got a bag of weed there?
Wow. Talk about anti-black racism.
Talk about what they're not going to say to any white person ever.
Ever.
It says that if a person engaged in illegal activity, law enforcement alleged found traces of white powder on guy's apartment floor, in his car, and in the trash. The government did not charge him with a drug crime. Oh my God! So he didn't have drugs.
So he didn't have drugs.
Traces of a white powder that y'all was hoping had an eensy, beansy, weensy, teensy bit of some sort of cocaine, something. It's something that start with a C. You just wished it was something that start with a C in that white powder because y'all would have gave it to him. But obviously, it wasn't nothing there because you call it white powder. It wasn't nothing.
And you called it traces. Whatever it was traces.
It wasn't like a bag or they didn't even say paraphernalia.
Nothing. You didn't say a line. Nothing.
It says he is not the first defendant who has struggled to reconcile the no-knock raids with the right to protect herself. As I wrote earlier,
he's not the first Negro to have to go through this. We do it to y'all all the
in
time.
2020.
Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, in 2020, Breonna Taylor was killed by police during a summer raid after her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, grabbed a firearm and he allegedly owned. See, they ain't like that. They had to bring this. How y'all hold up? We're going forward just for the news. You can tell what they be butthurt about and what they do not like because you gonna hear it all the time. Like we just stop hearing about George Floyd. And I bet you we gonna read an article in the next week or two about the police because of the uprisings of George Floyd, because of when Officer whatever his name was sentenced to woo-dee-woo because of George Floyd. They say it all the time.
Oh, well, we already missed a story this week, and they did that because Chauvin was denied the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, he wanted to get his look. Yeah, they wanted to get his joint thrown out. Yeah. It says, but not everyone's case attracts the attention of the world. Guy who is held on $4 million bond.
Golly.
The trial was delayed multiple times due to his poor health, the COVID-19 epidemic. The defense attorneys leaving or being terminated. An argument with the defense attorney's office over obtaining evidence. We'll find out his fate next week at sentencing. Prosecutors originally wanted the death penalty, which they agreed to drop last year in order to expedite the almost decade-long pretrial process. What happened to a fair and speedy trial? That don't happen when none of this stuff happens when you black, man. This brother's life is just tossed and gone out the way for literally nothing, for wanting to live,
for nothing,
for taking his God-given right to live and exercising his Second Amendment rights for these race soldiers that trampled his tranquility in the sanctity of his own abode.
Peace of mind.
I'm saying all up in his casa with your man. Come on, man. Man, see this is why we laugh a little bit. And I try not to laugh as much and all of that on this episode, but that's why we laugh and joke a little bit, man, because these type of what do you call it, injustices, they hit hard, man. They hit real hard, dude. This has been a Wednesday, Spins Day. We taking requests on what y'all want to hear about Wednesday, even if it's like celebrity gossip or whatever. We do it sometime. We know about distractions, but
tap in next time. Wipe your feet off on the mat and say hello. You're in here and you're ready to go.
That's all. That's all you got to do. And look, I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm emoji fold you and scold you about being on code. And you know I got 4 words for you. It is subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. And do this for me.
Boy, come on now. They didn't hear none of that. Boy, run it back.
Oh, I said, my bad, cut the check. I forgot I put the pause on there. That's the cut the check, y'all. Y'all go get y'all some of that top-notch fly gear and sayitwithyourchest.com. If you confused on how to spell it, then let me tell it for you. Hold on, I'm going to show you real quick. That's where you can get your gear at. Right there, little Pedro. Hold on.
Scrolling on the bottom.
There, boom. Scrolling on the bottom.
Spell it out for those on the Spotify, of course, rolling with us.
Oh, that's right. Say it yo chest. So that's SAYITWITYOCH. Chest. Say it with yo chest. And that's all. This concludes another episode of the Keep It P podcast. I'm your host, Jay Live, and this is DZ Ron Savage. And I got the last final 4 words for you. Let me look you in your retinas, boy. I got love with peace and the blessings and aloha. And I'm Doha for Shoha. I thank you